Hajime Mashite Noobs. I'm Elias. This is Rise Alignment. And for everybody else, you know how we do. Roll the tape.
There is a tendency that I'm seeing more often in my work as a counselor. It's concerning. It's this tendency of having a very, very little tolerance for how long people are willing to suck at something. You know, a very low tolerance for how long they're willing to kind of struggle and toil and fail in their attempt to attain a certain goal.
You got weak brains, son. You got weak brains. You gotta be able to struggle. Like, suffering is how meaning is distilled or created in a being, in a person.
So I make this video because it's such a concerning predicament, because I want to talk about what I think they're losing when they forego that experience of the toil and struggle and failure. But also, too, I want to talk about why I think it's so easy to perpetuate and why I so fully understand and empathize with where they're coming from. So first, let's start there. Like, looking at this situation, like trying to picture myself as a 15-year-old or something being told, hey, read Catcher in the Rye, and I want you to write this 5-paragraph essay on it. I certainly can understand being like, no, guy, why do I want to sit there and read this book, words on a page, boring the piss out of me, and then try to sit here in front of a blank page and write 5 pages worth of material about what I thought on it? Yeah, kick rocks. ChatGPT's got me. AI exists.
Pound sand, teach. I don't want to do none of that junk. I don't want to learn nothing. I got video games. I got girls. I got drugs. I don't need none of that educated, book smart knowledge, dude.
Get away from me. I get it. I understand where they're coming from, right? Same thing with sports. Like, why would I want to join this team? Everybody else is already close-knit. They're friends. They've been on this team for 2 years. They're looking at me like, who's this guy? And I suck. I'm throwing the ball like an absolute idiot, and everybody's looking at me, and I don't like how this makes me feel. Why would I do this when I could just go play video games? This is much more fun. Why am I going to go talk to that girl and try to get a girlfriend when I've got a simulated version of that right here in my pocket, and that'll take care of what I'm looking for, at least for now, at least for this moment. And that's kind of the issue. We are sacrificing a piece of ourselves on the altar of convenience every time we take the counterfeit version, right? I'm going to take a counterfeit version. I'm going to take a counterfeit version that's going to satiate this feeling right now. And there's a major issue with that because we're not even realizing that we're on a steady diet of this counterfeit bullshit because we don't have enough time away from our phones in general to have intentionality, to have deep, insightful thought in our own lives, contemplating, what am I doing? Is this how I want to do things? Not having any perspective on ourselves or our lives because we're just in it piece by piece, moment by moment, eating the counterfeit.
Yeah, convenience is killing us. 1,000,000,000,000%. Yeah, the fake food, counterfeit bullshit, like you just said. Like, it's all doesn't really lead to longevity. If I was gonna say it with it as if I was an Australian, longevity, which is real way that people talk. It's hilarious.
And so that's kind of why I'm saying I understand why this is so concerning. And social media exacerbates and kind of facilitates this environment of the perceived, of the aesthetic, of just do the surface level, just shine that surface, just make it presentable, boom, just fix it, quick fix, all about the looks. That is why I get the concern and I empathize with it. But I don't think we put so much thought into how deeply detrimental it is to us. I don't have a good word for or understanding of exactly what it is we're leaving behind. Maybe you do. What we're leaving behind when we forego that time of toil and struggle.
Spiritual strength, spiritual resolve, determination, resilience. And these are all mental resilience. Like, these are all sort of terms that describe what he's talking around that you need to. Yeah, because for me specifically, like, determination kind of sticks out because it's like once the mind if we're gonna use like the four elements metaphor, four or five elements, depending if you believe in or accept that there is an aether, but that like once you change your mind's mental or like elemental state from water to either fire or earth, like water or air to fire or earth, because maybe specifically earth, because earth is like, it feels solid. I mean, obviously everything is just different states of vibration, different energy thresholds or wavelengths of how quickly or slowly things are vibrating. But like earth is like, you've crystallized, you've chosen, it's set in stone.
But it's like when you read that book and you're bored and you don't know if you can get to it, you're learning something about discipline and how you push yourself and what does motivate you and what do you really want out of this life. And then you're sitting there with the blank page and you're thinking about the book and you're actually being honest and earnest in your attempt to pull something from who you are and what you understand, what you make of this place and the words that were written on the page, and you're kind of coming up with something brand new with the synergy of those two concepts, and you're making something new, all your own, your fresh own ideas on the page. There's something so beautiful and transcendent and improving about that they're just leaving on the table. It's like there's this whole garden in you that can grow and you can be this incredibly enriched person, but the enriched soil that is needed for that kind of internal garden only comes from that time under tension. It only comes from being the new guy in the boxing gym who doesn't know how to throw a punch and is embarrassed as the guy next to him makes the bag sound like it's a war zone. You know what I mean? There's something in that you learn. And I don't mean just, oh, I'm learning the skill of boxing and now I'm a better boxer. I mean, why am I insecure? Oh, I'm learning about brotherhood. I'm learning about camaraderie. There's these internal things that'll happen too. These things that will happen to you that pull on all of these existential questions left, right, and center, and you're going to go, wow, I know myself so much better. But what in the world is AI going to teach you about yourself? What in the world is the video game going to teach you about yourself? And maybe that one has a little bit more merit than I'm giving. I'm not a video game person, but there's probably more merits in the video games. But with the videos on your phone, what is that going to help you with? What's it going to give you, like, that's true here? I don't know. I don't think a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, you can watch videos to learn things. You use it as the actual tool instead of using it as a passive way to be entertained and distracted from pursuing your goals or edifying, improving your life and yourself through whatever practice or like course or thing that you've endeavored to embark upon. Because this is the entire premise of selling things, actually, is like people have the feeling or the thought of like where they are in the immediate moment, like, oh, I'm hungry, oh man, I wish I could lose some weight, oh man, I wish I could like improve my life in general, or I'm like scared or confused about my life or where it's going, I don't know where I'm going, so any road will take me there. And then you see a sign or you see an advertisement or you smell a yummy food and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna go there, and that business destroys that thought or relieves you of that feeling, and then you give them money, because money is the frozen time and life energy abstraction that people worship. And then you lose the weight, maybe you sign up for my coaching program, right down in there, the description, and you go from where you are to where you want to be. That gap is the entire thing of the economy. That's going from A to B, is just getting the transformation from becoming who you are to who you are becoming or who you want to become.
I don't think a whole lot. And I worry about that tendency for kids, younger individuals, and even older individuals, and even myself, to just give up more of who we could be and just handing it over to convenience for the perception, for the aesthetic, for the sheen on top, to just get us to the next hit. I guess that's just a life dictated by dopamine or something, you know? And it's not a life I want to live. So I'm trying to break out of it for myself and do more that pushes me out of my comfort zone, that teaches me more about myself. I don't do enough of it. And I'm trying to help with these clients to understand the benefit of that toil. Anyway, what do you guys think about that? And what are we leaving behind when we say, I'm just going to hit the convenient button? That was easy. You know, what are we giving up? Curious.
You're giving up the ability to develop your who you are truly capable of becoming. Like for me, it's this spiritual responsibility to be the best version of yourself, to like make an impact, leave a legacy, and help other people also develop themselves and become the best, healed, holistic, not perfect, because perfection is a process, but just the highest, best, coolest, dopest, most amazing, sexiest guy, woman you could be, lord or lady. Like, it's simple but not easy. Simple but not easy is the best way to really break it down. You can kill yourself with convenience if you feel, but like it doesn't lead to any type of fulfillment, long-term success or joy if you're always only ever looking and thinking about the next immediate thing, or you've allowed the people like in this video to steal your time and attention through the technology that you're running on the hamster wheel, chasing the block of cheese or the carrot, or afraid of the stick. That there's people just who understand your psychology better than you do, and are using it as a weapon to keep you mentally imprisoned, brainwashed, like mind controlled in a control system, enslaved, being an indentured slave, to be as brutally honest about it as possible. And couldn't be me. Ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna live my life as free as can be. So with that being said, namaste, have a great day, /shroom, it's nighttime soon. Like, share, comment, subscribe, keep the algorithm satisfied, and if I don't see you while I'm alive, I'll catch you on the flip side after I die. But until then, stay true, ta-ta, toodaloo.